Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we are starting the series of Watch With Me Wednesday, and today we're starting with my favorite genre, horror movies. So I talked about this in the last video, but I'm going to be doing mostly on this channel horror movies and a lot of like my childhood movies or like teen movies that I loved. But for right now, we're gonna focus on horror movies. So yeah, let's just get into it. Today, the movie that we're gonna be watching together is called As Above, So Below. It was released in 2014 and it was directed by John Eric Dowdle, I think that's his name. So I figured we'd start out with this movie simply because I feel like it's such a fun, also, I know I keep like jumping, but the lighting might change because I'm using natural lighting, so that's the explanation, that's it. But anyway, I thought that we should start with this movie because I feel like it's like a more fun horror movie. There's different subgenres of horror movies, which is really one of the reasons why I love them so much, is because you can get so much out of the genre, more than you can get with other types of movies. But with this one specifically, it's more a survival horror, and I think I connect this a lot with things like The Descent or 47 Meters Down, just because it's kind of like one of those movies where you're rooting for characters to get out of a specific situation. And it's also so similar just because all three of these movies have something in common, which is like a bunch of people like just confined in one space together trying to survive. And that's probably one of my favorite types of horror films, kind of like survival. I feel like slasher and survival is different just because it is different, but like I love seeing people survive, and you can kind of get that in both of the subgenres. But this one is survival / mystery horror. There's a lot of historical references throughout this film. It's based in Paris. I feel like these are important films just to watch in general, because I feel like survival films and like you following people along, especially when they found footage, I feel like is just really cool. Something that we now haven't really explored that much anymore. We haven't really gone the route of found footage anymore. I know like the first movies that made it popular was obviously 1999 Blair Witch Project. Not one of my favorites. That's not really an unpopular opinion, but it did shift culturally to make room for more found footage horror cinema, kind of like what we have now with the paranormal, well not now, but like in the early 2000s of like Paranormal Activity, which I really enjoyed, is probably one of my favorites. But yeah, I feel like found footage is really important, and I kind of miss those movies, to be honest. Oh yeah, also I was looking at the cast before I sat down and started filming this, and I don't know how I missed out on this. I watched, the first time I watched it was like years ago, but I watched it again like a few months ago, and I don't know how it's didn't cross my mind that Edwin Hodge is one of the main characters in this movie, and he played the homeless guy, the homeless black guy in the first Purge. Well, not the first Purge, the Purge that came out first, not the one that's called the first Purge. You get what I mean. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I feel like each time you watch it, you kind of see something new, so I'm excited to do that as well. But yeah, I'm excited. I say that in all my videos. But yeah, I forgot this starts out in Egypt.
I believe these caves might contain a critical missing piece of our history, if I'm found dead.
Do not prosecute that murderer, because he caught me slipping. That is on me. And I went out of jail.
Fully knowing that the punishment for trespassing here is burial up to your neck in sand.
I always thought, I don't know why, well I do know why. I've always just thought that she was the most annoying character in this film, just because she was obviously putting everyone in danger, but I never really would talk about the other side to her. She's very passionate and stuff like that. So if you see me bashing her a lot of the times, it's not because I think she's like stupid, obviously. It's just because she puts a lot of the people in really just uncomfortable situations just for her own benefit, which is like really selfish. I can't tell if this is handheld or GoPro at this point. I mean, I saw her face, but one thing I never really got was this guy's significance to the story. I know he's kind of like the guide in the beginning, but he never really, nothing ever really struck out to me about the rest of this. Also, you would never catch me risking my life to help this strange girl trespass somewhere into a foreign country. I don't know, that's like white privilege to me. Like, she's literally over here like not even worrying about her safety while this man is like pissing his pants, and she's like, no, like we have to stay. Like, no. Us colored people don't have that luxury.
For a few minutes, we're not leaving. I have a PhD in urban archaeology, a master's in chemistry, and another PhD in symbology.
Yeah, so she's really smart.
I'm also fluent in 4 spoken languages and 2 dead ones. And I am a black belt in Krav Maga. So watch out.
I appreciate also how they're trying to make it look as natural as possible by having everyone, you know, in the background looking like they're just doing a job.
What did he teach you about the Philosopher's Stone?
Every time they say Sorcerer's Stone, I think of the Stone of Dreams from the Waverly Place movie. Yeah, and the lady that plays her is really good. All of the actors in this are amazing, but they really make you feel like this isn't a film. Like, you really forget throughout the entire movie.
What are you doing? I just have to...
Like, this is literally the epitome of white privilege. Like, she's so comfortable and like confident in the fact that she won't get caught, and if she does get caught, she can get out of it. Cause, you know, like, just white girl team. And this cameraman is a black man. I would be out.
Hi, how are you?
Whatever it is, I want nothing to do with it.
If things were like so strategically planned out, but they don't feel like it, like these like very awkward shots are some of the things that obviously like regular people doing adventure films would do. So like not every shot is like perfect, obviously, because it's found footage. But like,
in a Turkish
I don't know, sometimes found footage films can just like not sell it to me, because like a lot of the shots are just too perfect for an everyday person to just like be filming, you know? His face says to me,
living in Spain with the S is silent.
It doesn't matter who went.
You did, didn't you? By yourself?
It doesn't matter who went. Of the tombstone, so I need to have a look behind it.
No, come on.
Okay.
yeah, right here, I kind of just, she gets on my nerves just because she reminds me so much, or maybe this is what the movie is trying to say, but she reminds me so much of like people, like not even just white people, but like people from America thinking that they could go to other places, even though she's not American obviously, but thinking that they can go to other places and just like mess with stuff just because they can, or like they feel like they have the right to. And obviously this applies to her because she's a white woman, and everyone around her is like, no, like please don't, like, and look at her, like these are artifacts. Like, I swear if this wasn't a movie and this wasn't to fill the purpose of like an interesting movie, because it actually was, like,
Wow.
I would have been like, girl. It's also really cool how in a lot of these types of movies you don't really get to see how they're thinking things out or how they're like processing things, but in found footage it's so raw
Underneath the night sky.
that you like get to think with them, so it's actually kind of like you're put in this movie along with them, which I think is so cool.
Darkest Gate.
Hell, Darkest Gate, the gates of hell.
I love this scene too, and this is such a funny scene.
I need to get into the catacombs, and someone told me that you could take
I don't know why he looks like someone that would be on Love Island.
No, sorry, do I look like a tour guide to you?
I can tell you right now though, I don't think I would have been friends with her in high school. My social battery was just not that charged up to be around someone like that.
I believe it's filled with treasure. You know what I mean by
Treasure.
Treasure!
No cell phones down there. The ground is too dense.
And that's the first sign. Would have been out. But I'm glad for people like this so that I can get home with you.
Yeah, we got everything.
And it's the subtle, like you can see what the cameraman is thinking through the camera.
Let me do De Niro. Fuck, man.
And I like how it's not even all just about the mystery or all just about the story. What makes it so real is that they're talking about other things. So it really amplifies the fact that they're real people instead of actors. That's also the reason I think that Blair Witch Project was so popular in theaters, even though a lot of people, it's kind of like you hate it or you love it kind of thing. A lot of people just like, it was so authentic and true that people just thought that these were real people and we're not actors or anything, and it was just so real that that's what made it more scary.
Can we keep going?
He's one of those types of people. I don't know why, but when a camera is like just steady like that, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I kind of miss his face in horror films. Comment down below if you know any other horror films that he's been in. Let me know.
He's coming, he's coming.
I'm not going.
I've seen this. I know what happens. I don't know why that scared the shit out of me. That cop couldn't have just said, hey. He just had to leap. He leaped out of nowhere. Can we also just say that, like, if that hadn't have happened, Loverboy or whatever his name is, I'm gonna just call him Loverboy, he would not have gone in the cave. Like, this girl is just very manipulative, and she, throughout the entire movie, I feel like she made him think that this is what he wanted.
His little brother drowned in a cave when they were young.
Yeah, even more of a reason for you to be a little more sensitive to him in this situation.
This tunnel. Don't come out.
Yeah, so let's go the other way.
This could save us hours.
Okay, but would you? She irks my nerves. She really irks my nerves. I know she's passionate, but like it's burning up.
Which ones are filled with water? Which ones have collapsed? Which ones are evil? Hey, you don't know.
Bitch. Apparently they actually shot this in one of the actual catacombs, but you're not allowed to, well, regular tourists aren't allowed to go under there to see it, so that's pretty cool.
No, I think I'm stuck.
The acting in this scene is so great. It matches the panic and
I'm stuck.
the upcoming of the panic in your body.
Oh, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Look, just go. Just keep going, please.
So now they just go in the circle. And this is usually the turning point where everybody starts turning on each other. And this is when it gets more psychological than anything else, which is brilliant. I love when it's like objects start having minds of their own and start tricking humans. I love that. Like when like things like a cave start to come alive.
When I was a kid, we had a piano that looked exactly like this.
Like you really have to be so dedicated to what you're doing to follow a noise in some dark ass cave by yourself. Like, girl, help you. Ooh. Anything where a human is moving irregularly or like looking irregular in a horror movie scares the shit out of me.
But tell me, how is it being back in Derry?
And I love it. In these situations, I always hate either being first or last. I have to be in the middle, which is why like whenever I go to like a haunted house, even though I love like scary stuff like that, I'm always in the middle.
I'm stuck.
Face for the ass. Like right here, when you like nobody knows the answer to anything and you're just following blindly is when all hope is lost, and I feel like that's when it gets even more interesting. The tiny little ounces of hope you get throughout, it kind of makes you appreciate her as a character even more. The fact that his body is so well preserved creeps me the fuck out.
Everyone turn off your headlamps.
Nah, fuck that.
Ooh, I remember I loved this part. I do love this part because this is when everything starts to, well, this is a watch with me, so I'll let you guys watch it with me. I wonder if she realizes now that she found it. Oh, I put these people through hell for my own personal gain.
Holy shit! They said that the Earth God and the Sky Goddess were madly in love. When they had their first child, the son, he became so jealous of their affections that he pushed them apart.
That's one weird ass son. Like, not like it's the son, but like that's a weird ass fucking kid. You're jealous of your parents' affection like that. Like, something wrong with you.
Wait, it's a trap. Wait, stop! It's a trap! Stop!
They ain't heard her the first time. She said it like 3 times before they pulled it open. And I mentioned this before, but I didn't even realize throughout the entire film there's no music at all. I know there was a few key points that I made earlier about like how the noises and the ominous sounds were like just all they needed, but they don't even have any. This doesn't even have a soundtrack, so I guess I was wrong. The black guy did die first, but it wasn't the black guy I was thinking that died first. Cool.
How did you do that?
How quickly they forget the man buried under the rock. Wait, that wasn't the black guy. That was the weirdo.
Okay.
It's the Porta Alchemica. This is the door to the mystical.
Wait, this is the door?
No, no.
I gotta be honest, at this point in the movie, I kind of lost track of the things she was trying to say. Like, it kind of sounded like the words and the phrasing that I would use with my sister while we played mermaids in the pool. Like, it's the stone. We have to get it to father. The bubble of the scroll. That's what everything started sounding like to me at this point. Now that is when I would have started running, mate. What the fuck is this? And then her dumb ass goes and gets close to him. No.
Benji?
It's always these camera angles in found footage movies that I just get so scared, and I know that something is coming, and I don't even need the music, but that's what makes it so creepy. It's that right there. Stop! Stop! I want to be scared, but I don't want to look. So this is obviously a callback to his burnt arm. This part is creepy. The feet coming out of the ground like that, the worst way. I don't think I could find any worse way to suffocate than you upside down in solid ground up to your ankles. I forgot that happened.
This isn't the right stone. I have to rectify the taking of it.
That never made sense to me either, because if it wasn't the right stone, then how did she fix the girl before, her arm before?
Stay with him. I'll be back. Just keep him safe. I'm coming back. Hold on. Hold on.
I feel like this is the part where my heart sunk the most, because after all of that, she has to go back through that on her own, and then she leaves the other guy there. Also, like, now that the cave is like really familiar to the viewer, so after everything, she's going back up, so we see how long it took for them to get there. So now her going back up, it's just like, oh my god, we've already been through this, why are we doing this again? It's so dreadful. And then like the well where he got pushed down, that girl probably is there again. It's just like so, I love it. Blood! I love when horror movies use an excessive amount of blood. Just to come and find out that it's her. Like, this does not make sense to me at all.
Fly ourselves and jump.
You're crazy. We'll die.
No, Georgia, listen. We go on 3. 3.
I also feel like they tried to make us care for Loverboy and Scarlet
It's a manhole.
so much to the point where we'd be like overjoyed at the fact that they're kind of one of the only people that get to survive. But it's like I didn't really care about Loverboy that much. His character was not my cup of tea. Scarlet was annoying halfway through. Like this part is so cool though. Watch how the camera flips or like it just turns into a. It's literally the world. So they go. Okay, so it makes sense that she's going out through her feet. That is so cool. Probably stink. Oh, I could smell it through the screen. And then they just have to think about that for the rest of their lives. Like, they were really in hell. Wow. Okay. Well, that was the end of As Above, So Below. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I feel like it's just such a really cool thing to think about how literally as above, so below. So when she talked about how she wanted the truth, but really the truth was just that as you went deeper, you were in hell, right? And they went as deep as they could go and realized that they were back on regular Earth. And it's so cool to think about how like, wow, literally we might be in hell. I know we all say that as like a joke, but as above, so below really just puts that into perspective of like, wow, like maybe things aren't as like separated as we think about them to be. I don't know, I feel like that's just really cool. Leave a comment down below also of what other horror movies you guys would like to see from me. Maybe I'll do those. Maybe some childhood movies that you think I might have watched when I was little that you guys want to do watch with me's on. But other than that, that's about it. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to me. That will help me a lot. And have a nice day.